Okay. This is Nifty Culture. I'm Pio. I'm here with my partner Mal. How's it going, Mal?
Great. It's been an interesting weekend with the last night the Ferocious drop, and today I'm super excited about Bulls. Hopefully Bulls can cleanse some of the tarnish that some of these other failed projects have brought us. That laziness that we've seen from a bunch of stuff recently, could signal the end. But hopefully this Bulls project can help redeem it and keep it going.
For sure, and I think that there's a solid likelihood that it will. So we did a chat with Sven on Friday of the Mad Pups. He's a big-time collector. He's very, no pun intended, bullish on Bulls. When I look at the art style here, it reminds me of like 2000s video games, like the video games from like the year 2000 to like 2010, like when they did the cell shaded video games. I like the style a lot. If you look at the actual Bulls, they're they're cool enough. I mean, they're pretty cool, right? They're definitely cool enough that I could see somebody making them their profile picture. I think their avatar, which is key right now in this avatar space. What I will say is I think some are cooler than others, and I'm curious to see how this plays out. I'm curious to see which ones have value. If you look at this one right here, like, I don't know, like, is this going to be a hot commodity for people to want as their avatar? These are kind of the questions that I'm asking myself at the surface level, but I want to dive deeper into like the utility factors and the rewards for collectors too.
Yeah, it's interesting because the artist is, a well-known artist. I'm going to butcher the name, but Rui Duarte, I believe. I could be butchering that, and if I am, and you watch this, I apologize. But they've been successful creating some crypto art separately. They've done some Star Wars art that was really well received on OpenSea. They have a unique style, and so I think like bringing a real artist in to actually do these designs is pretty interesting. Some of the early feedback that we've been receiving from private discords and others, right, extremely critical, but that's what we need right now, especially in this space, is that the concern right now isn't with the avatars. The avatars look great, but this is one of the first projects that's really getting a lot of attention that's also got the background element. And so the concern with the avatar and the background element is it too distracting? Is it too jarring? And so it's beautiful art and it all goes together well, at least from what we've seen. So hopefully that these pieces together, right, the rare attributes don't accidentally create something grotesque or even worse like some of the other projects did. But then you add in that background element, and so that's going to be interesting to see how people respond. The final thing about the art is that people like, and we're new to all of this, right? But what we're seeing is the projects that you can tell objectively just by looking at it, what is rare and what is less rare is really good for those types of projects. So if I do too good of a job creating an NFT collectible project and all the attributes are spread out and no one knows what's really rare, that can create some challenges for long-term collectors. And so that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But overall, I'm pretty excited for this project. I'll probably pick up a couple. I'm not going to pull, and I know like Pranksy and Loopify have talked about it quite a bit too. So I think that some of the OGs are behind this as well.
Yeah, and that's interesting to hear about, because if Pranksy apes in, then that's going to be a major bullish signal for other people to get involved. If I look at this roadmap, it's good. First of all, it's good that they have a roadmap, right? Some of these projects just don't, and it seems like there's some built-in rewards, right? We have an airdrop right here, this community wallet feature I want to talk about, derivatives. So I think that all these things are pretty cool. Liquidity pool will be initiated. So it looks like this is being done in a very professional way from experienced creators, and they've also taken their time putting it out. Like, people have been pestering them, when's it going to drop, when's it going to drop, when's it going to drop, and it looks like it's going to drop today at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. What you said about the backgrounds, I think, can be looked at two ways. It can be looked at in one way where it's like, well, if the background's there, you can't change the background as the owner. And if I'll use Sven as an example, right? He's got his Ape Hefner Bored Ape. He changed that background. It looks really cool, right? It looks awesome. And it's his like custom work. That's not going to be as easy with these, although I think you still could do it. It's just going to be a lot more work. But on the flip side, the fact that these backgrounds work so well with the avatars kind of tells me that a lot of work was put into this, and we see some of the features here. It looks like lava might be the rarest type of bull, like type of skin. Then we have alien, zombie, robot, and just traditional bull. So it's going to be awesome to see, what traits are rare, what aren't, and just the fiasco, the frenzy that happens at 2 p.m. Eastern today.
Yeah, and what's interesting, and I could be wrong on this, but I've been doing some research, is that I think that there's going to be some of these attributes that are tied together, a couple of them. So you're not going to get like a lava in water, I don't think. I could be wrong, but there's a couple of core species type attributes that define it, and then there's all of the other attributes that can be highly customizable. So I think that might be a really good design. And I hope, some of these projects have done a really good job of creating the IPFS files, making them accessible. What would be really cool of the team is if the team, from my research, they actually all met as apes, part of the Bored Ape Yacht Club community. And this project is, like everything else, a derivative of that. But because it's inspired by that, I hope what would be really cool is if they release those art without the backgrounds, right? So it's interesting because the backgrounds are going to be an attribute of rarity, but people should be able to have that customization aspect if they want it. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. So what's your bet? What do you think this sells out in 30 minutes? Do you think it sells out in 5 minutes? Do you think it sells out in 2 days? What do you think?
I think that if you asked me yesterday, I would say it would be the quickest selling out project there is. Now I'm a little bit more hesitant because of just the fatigue that we're starting to see set in. I think it sells out in the first hour. They actually lowered the amount that you can buy in one transaction from 20 to 10 because they want more people to have a chance to get it. And there was suspicion that at 20 it would sell out incredibly quick. So I think that they are bullish on their bulls, and so they want to make it as accessible as possible. So that's a good thing. It'll be interesting to watch the secondary market with all of these projects. Is this the last cash grab and people are just trying to get in and out as quickly as possible? Or are they going to buy and hold these things like the apes were being held, like the cat's floor continues to go up, craniums is holding strong. So, I think there's room for 4 of these sub projects. The dogs are falling off like crazy, which is kind of shocking. Actually less shocking than people realize. But yeah, I think this one's going to sell out. I hope it does well. And I'll pick up a couple.
Do we know what the drop price is?
It's 0.08, and there's no bonding curve. So 0.08 plus gas fees.
Okay. Any other thoughts on bulls?
No, I mean, it's fun to watch. I love that they went and had as I said, not real, but an artist who put their name to it, where there's some of the anonymity and some of the other projects. That about covers it.
Sounds good. Well, everyone, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, like and comment. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm to help us get in front of more viewers.